Hello and welcome back to Andian Autos Motorsport. Clio engine rebuild, part 6, I think. 6? Jesus. They're knocking on. Right, block. As I've said in... Yeah, I'm going to stop leaning on that. As I've said in the previous video about rules and regulations and stuff, main bearings. Now we're not allowed to size the bearings, so you're not allowed to remove material from them anyway to make them a more correct size. It does say in the rules no blueprinting. So as far as I'm concerned, this isn't blueprinting, this is just working with what I have. So I've got the block side in, and I've got the caps, and I've put them in the caps. Drop them out, and it's really easy to install these. Cap, bearing, put it in, line one side up, push. There you go. That's how easy they are. They are movable. You can take them in and out, dare I say, as many times as you need to. Pull them back out my pocket, and what we're going to do to start with is I'm going to measure the mains, and then I'm going to measure the bearings, and basically swap bearings because they're new and not been run. I'm going to swap them around so I can get as close to an even size going across. Now it may very well be that I measure these up and they're perfect straight away. I doubt it, but it's possible. I can measure the crank and see what that is, see if they vary, and try and mix and match to suit, keeping a running tolerance the same across them all. If they're all too small, nothing I can do. If they're all too big, nothing I can do. But I can do what is within my power to do so. There's nothing to say that I can't swap these round. I'm just not allowed to modify them. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's well within the rules. I suppose, basically, I'm going to get these bolted down. I'm just going to run them down for an impact. I'm not going to go stupid. I'm going to bring you along for the last one. Some people say, oh, you've got to talk them to spec, or you've got to talk them to 10 Newton meters or 10 foot-pound or something that you can replicate. 3 Dugger-Duggers is going to be a replicable answer. Yeah, that's about it. It's going to be as accurate as my elbow is. I'm not getting silly about this. And I'll tell you what, we might even do a little test. Yeah, we are going to do a test. I'm going to run it down to like snug by hand for one. We're going to measure it. Now I'm going to run it down tighter and then tighter and tighter, and see what changes, see how the hole size changes. So yeah, I've not done this before. This is going to be a new one for me, and we're going to do that on one before we move to any others, and then we can say if it changes anything or not. but these are the old main bolts. These aren't new ones, these are just the old ones, because there's no point in running the new ones and putting a stretch on them for measurement purposes. So these are the old main bolts. So I'll catch up with you in a moment. Last main bearing, just drop it down like that, make sure it's kind of in the centre. Take a hammer and use that end, and you should just knock this down. Nice and equally, and they go in. There we go. Right, caps down. Take that off the end. Now, we're going to do this as what you would call snug. That's snug. There we go. Now, I've got my internal bore gauge. Really old-fashioned one, but does the job. The markings on it are, dare I say, going to be pretty useless. So, as you've probably just seen, micrometer. This is a 50 to 75. Yeah, that's my 50mm test part. So, just take that. And that lines up. There we go. So that 50mm preset shows 50mm on the gauge. So what I'm going to do, put that down. Now this is run 1 snug. So I'm going to wind that in. Drop that down in there. And get it as straight in the axis as possible. And basically, it's there, done. Slide that out. And we're going to measure this. So, just take our gauge, wind it out. And that is showing 55.39 mil. 55.39 for snug. That's it. So that's tightness 2. Well, let's see. What this one is. $55.34. Check that again. $55.35. So if I back it off, move that, run down to snug again, snug, $55.36. And now I'm going to go tight again, as tight as I can without trying to move the and final time. $55.34. So there we have it. Once I get my little tripod set back up. The difference is from best to worst 0.05 mil. From as tight as I can go to snug. So there is some difference, but as long as you can replicate it every single time, so if you go to snug, to snug for all of them, your results are going to be accurate. So basically what I just did there, I'm now going to undo that and do them up the same as I've done the others. Basically exactly what I did, except for I'm just going to do them up the same talk as the others. I'm now going to go through, measure them all, and see what they come out at. And then we're going to maybe swap the shells round and see how it goes. So I'll catch up with you in a mo. Right. So we have forgotten the integer size. Great. I've forgotten the fucking integer size. 55.45. There we go. So we had, for the first one, let's move the camera so that you can see what I'm on about. $55.39, $55.40, $55.39, $55.35 and $55.42. So somewhere in these two there's a size differential. Now I've had these block ones out and there's no difference. So I've got this one out, which is out of the number 1. If I measure this one, it comes in at, when I measure it correctly, 2.11 mil. Okay, fine. This one comes in at 2.13. So what I'm going to do is take the larger one, put it in this one, try and close that gap up, and drop that one down in there, put that one in there, and drop that one down in there, and now I'm going to make the camera jump. There we go. Right, I'll talk to spec. Let's go through these again. Now, just to show you I'm not lying, let's turn the screen on. $55.38. And now I'm showing 55.45. So I'll just measure that one again. Helps if you wind it the right way. 55.43. So unfortunately that may be the best I can get it. I've got these ones within 0.02 of each other. If that one's 0.06 bigger, here we go. Some people enjoy this. It's nothing I can do. I can't nominalise any of the others to suit that one. I'm stuck. I'd rather have the 4 correct and the 5th one slightly larger, rather than saying, oh well, let's mess them all up so that they're all equally as bad. I'd rather not. But what I am now going to do is I'm just going to take a quick measurement on the crank and see what that comes in at. Crank comes in at 55.29. So that means we've got about 0.1 mil. 0.1 mil running clearance through 4 of them, and 0.16, 0.15 on the last one. I'm a little bit stuck. There's nothing I can do. It's just the way it's going to have to be. So there we go. We've measured them all. Rather than having 2 out, we've now only got 1. So the reason for this could be anything. It literally could be a bit of wear at the end of the tool. As the tool goes in here to machine this before the bearings are put in, if the tool's that long and this end has, I think maybe actually it probably comes through this way. If this tool's that long and that much is worn, which let's be honest could be true because it's got to pass through them all the time, and this one's newest, this one's going to be the largest. I don't know. It's a guess. It's a summarise. It's a guess. It's a calculated guess. But these regulations are written so that no matter what happens, you know, that 0.15 clearance rather than the 0.1, they'll probably be alright with that from the factory. But the rules are written. If they said, oh, you can do this or you can do that, it wouldn't extend to getting these bearings correct. It would extend to, oh, well, what if we just inline bored the whole thing and got them all true, and inline bored the head so that all the cam lines were through, and now you're getting into blueprinting and a very open subject, shall we say, for modifications which shouldn't really be done. But look, even things like this I noticed earlier when I was cleaning this up. That's just a lump of poor casting. Try and set that down. Some slag or something. I'm not allowed to take that off. I really need to stop leaning on the block. I'm not allowed to take that off because that's modification. So, yeah. I really don't want to be anywhere near these rules as such. Been there before and it's not fun when you stood there with 3 scrutineers and they're all saying, yeah, I see what you're saying, but don't say but. So yeah, there we go. They're sized. I can't do any more. What I'm going to do now is put the crankshaft in. But that's going to be probably in the next video with putting the pistons in and stuff. And when that's all done, actually no, I might do one on its own, a short one. Yeah. Right, that's the end of part 6. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you like the content, please subscribe. I've learnt something today, I hope you have. Thank you very much for your time and watching this, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao.